Hello, everyone. Well, so I'm going to tell you how we're going to use this. We're going to solve these equations. And remember, whenever we have equations in both sides, we need to choose sides first, right? Which side is going to be used to the constants, and the other side will be used for the variables, okay? So if you see right here in this example, we have the variables, the 3x and the 5x are variables. So right here in this example, they move the variable 3x to the other side first, and we need to do it the opposite way. So if right here it's plus 3x, we need to subtract 3x from this side. And whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, you have to do it in the other one. So if you subtract 3 right here, you need to subtract 3 right here over 2. Okay? So right here, in this side of the equal sign, we have 8 left because this one is crossed out. And right here, we do the math. 5 minus 3, it's equal to 2x plus 2, right? Now, we need to take this constant to the other side, to the side of the constants. So it's positive 2, so I need to do it the opposite. Instead of adding 2, I need to subtract 2. But I also need to subtract 2 on the other side of the equal sign. So I go and subtract. So 8 minus 2 is 6, okay? And this one's crossed out. So this side of the equal sign, I only have 2x. And in this side, I will have 6. Now, right here, I have a multiplication. The opposite of a multiplication is a division. So I need to divide by 2, but I need to divide both sides. Right here, I cancel the 2's, so I only have left the x in this side. And right here, I do the math. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my answer would be x, or 3 equal to x, which is the same as x equals to 3. Right, let's see the first example right there. If we see the example, it says solve 6n minus 1 equals to 4n minus 5. So what we need to do, we need to choose sides, okay? I always tell you that it's easier if you move the smaller variable first. But it doesn't matter which one you move first. The only thing that matters is that you keep the constants in one side and the variables in the other, and respect the signs, always. So I'm going to start with this one. This one is a positive 4n, right? So I need to subtract 4n in both sides, okay? In this side, I cancel it out, and I have 2n right here, because 6 minus 4 is 2, minus 1 equal to, and in this side of the equal sign, I only have the negative 5. Now, this constant right here, I need to put it in the other side. Since I'm subtracting 1, I need to do the opposite. Add 1, okay, in both sides. I cancel this one out. So in this side of the equal sign, I have 2n. And right here, it's negative 5 plus 1 gives us a negative 4. Now, right here, I have a multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is a division. So I need to divide both sides by 2. I will have n equal to negative 2, okay? Because negative 4 divided by 2, it's negative 2. Good. Let's see the next one. Now with fractions. With fractions, we have 2 ways to do it. The first one, it's the same way that we do it as always, right? We have 2, just 1 sec. Okay, so this one we do it the same way, right? We have, let me see. Okay, we have 2/3 x minus 1 equal to 9 minus 1/6 x. So which one's bigger, the 2/3 or the negative 1/6? This one's bigger, right? So I'm going to move this one first. It's subtracting, so I'm going to add 1/6 x, 1/6 x in both sides. Right here, I cancel it out. So I have 2/3 x minus 1 equals to 9. Okay, now this constant right here, oh, wait. I need to put plus 1/6 x minus 1, it's equal to 9. Now this constant, I'm going to move it to the other side, so I have to add it up, okay? So I have 2/3 of x plus 1/6 of x equals to 9 plus 1, 10. Now, remember, in order for me to be able to add fractions, I need to have the same denominators. So this 3 needs to be a 6. I can convert it by multiplying by 2 both fractions or both numbers. So I will have 4/6x plus 1/6 x equals to 10. Now I can add them up, right? 4 and 1 is 5 over 6x equals to 10. Now, right here, we have a multiplication. So I will have to divide by 5/6. But dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its inverse. So I'm going to multiply by its inverse. This one is eliminated, so I only have the x right here. And right here, I put a 1 under the 10 to make it a fraction, and then I multiply them directly. 10 times 6 is 60, and 1 times 5 is 5. So when I divide 60 by 5, I get 12. So my answer is 12. All right? Let's do it the other way. I think this way is easier. Okay? But you can choose the way you think it's better. So I have the same problem. 2/3 x minus 1, it's equal to 9 minus 1/6 x. Okay? So what do I have to do here is that I'm going to eliminate the fractions. Let's see how. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find common denominators for both fractions. So my common denominator is 6. Okay, so I need to make this one a 6. I multiply both of them by 2. So it's 4 over 6x minus 1. It's equal to 9 minus 1/6 x. The only thing I did was to change this fraction into a fraction that has a 6 for a denominator. Now, what I have to do next, I'm going to eliminate the fractions by multiplying by the least common denominator. In this case, the denominator is 6. If you see it right here, it says 6. So remember, if the denominator is a 4, you will need to multiply by 4. If it's a 10, you will need to multiply by 10. So you need to multiply by the same denominator. Okay, that's important. What this does, or how it affects the problem, is that it eliminates the fractions. It eliminates the denominators. Okay, so right here I would have 4x minus, and I will have to multiply the constant by the denominator that I multiplied for. So 6 times 1 is 6 equals 2. This is a constant, so I will need to multiply by the 6. 9 times 6 is 54. Minus, and then I already eliminated this one, so that's the only thing that affects. So I have only 1x left. Okay, now I can do it the same way as I did the other ones, the first ones. All right, which one's bigger, the constant? 4x or negative 1x? So 4x is bigger, so I'm going to start moving the smaller one. If it's subtracting 1x, I need to add 1x. Okay, so I have left 5x right here minus 6 is equal to 54. Now the constant, I need to move it to the other side. I add 6 to both sides. So I have left a 5x equals to 60. And then I divide it by 5 both sides, so I can eliminate the 5 and leave the x by itself. And I will have the same result as the other one. X equals to 12. All right? Good. Let's do another example. Now, using decimal points. Remember, decimal points is pretty much the same thing. And remember, you can use your calculator so you won't have like a lot of work to do, or you don't have to do it manually, all right? You can use your calculator to do them. Good. So what we're doing here Just 1 second. Okay, so what we have to do is pretty much the same thing, right? We need to identify which one is the smaller variable. So in this case, it's a negative 1.2x, right? So we're going to add 1.2x to both sides. Okay, so we're going to have 3.5x plus 2.8. It's equal to 9.8. Okay, now we're going to subtract 2.8 from both sides. So we have 3.5x equals to 7. Now we divide by 3.5, both sides to leave the x by itself. So my result will be at 2. Okay, pretty much the same thing. The only thing that varies is that we use decimals instead of whole numbers, right? But it's the same. We do the same thing. Good. Now, well, this is going to be like for the next lesson, so I'm going to stop it right here, and I'll see you in the next video.